Put your heads together. Don't make me laugh now. Right, put your heads a bit closer together. Lean in a bit, Mum, if you could. That's it. On your marks, get set. Hold on. All that was videoing. Sorry, I must have pressed the button before. Go.
This is my half-term homework for February, and it's interviewing my grandparents on World War II, and I'm doing this with my grandma, Mrs. Jean Thomas. Grandma, how old were you in World War II? Please don't say 11 to 17.
About 13.
Right, thank you. Where did you live during World War II?
I lived in Pontypridd.
I see. How did the war affect each of your family?
Well, it was very difficult for me as a schoolgirl because a lot of evacuees came from Kent because Kent was having a bombardment by the Germans at that time. So they, I think it was Chatham and Chichester, their girls came to our school. So we only had lessons in the morning and they took over the school in the afternoon. So we had lots of homework then to take home. And we used to have satchels in those days to carry our books and things. And I'm sure a lot of girls got round shoulders after the war because we had to carry very heavy books and lots of them to get all our homework done.
I see. Were any of you evacuated?
No.
And you have people?
No, people came to Pontypridd because it was considered safe. And only once did we have a bomb in Pontypridd, and that was because the German pilot obviously had one bomb left and he wasn't going to go back to Germany with it. But he didn't do any damage to people, and it just fell on a disused building.
I see. How did the war affect your day-to-day existence with air raids and food rations?
Well, as far as air raids are concerned, we had none in Pontypridd, just that one incident that I've just told you about. But the rationing, we were all right, but it was a worry for parents to keep us fed because I had a brother 4 years younger than myself, John, and we were always hungry, of course. But my mother managed, because she was an excellent cook, and she could make a good meal out of very little. So we didn't really suffer.
Except for the time that she burnt the pudding.
Oh yes, she did burn a pudding once. And of course, it was rice that we were able to buy, and milk, which we had every day. But the sugar, of course, in it, we couldn't get only a certain amount every month of sugar. So not only that, my mother forgot about it in the oven, and the top was very brown or black. And she said, well, we haven't got anything else for you for pudding, so you have to eat it. Well, neither of us could eat it because it was so black. So then we were visiting my grandmother, who lived next but one to us in a row of houses, and she took pity on us and gave us some brown bread and butter, and we fell on it, believe you me.
How did you entertain yourself during the war? Did you play with Uncle John?
No. He had a friend, a boy, who lived near us, and they usually kicked a ball around. But I was very keen on tennis at that time, and I used to play on the road because it was a quiet street, and of course nobody could get petrol or anything for their cars, so it was quite safe for me to bash a ball around, and I enjoyed that.
In school, we saw a poster that said to lend cars. Did you ever lend your car for anyone?
No, because we didn't have a car. My father had died when I was 5, and my brother was 18 months old, and my mother couldn't drive, and very few people had cars during the war.
I see.
Oh, but there was another thing about us not having a car. A friend of mine, her father, had a sweet shop, and he also went on a delivery because he was a wholesaler, and he would put on a brown coat then to pretend that he was going to do a delivery, and he would take us sometimes to the seaside.
That's nice.
Yes, it was nice.
Do you remember any posters in the war? If so, which ones and why?
Yes, Dig for Victory.
Oh, we had that one in school. It was where you had to plant your own crops so you wouldn't have to ration. And
To help with rationing.
did you help out in the war at all?
I think yes, I know what I did. I give blood because if the troops were wounded, they would sometimes need a blood transfusion, and I did it 4 times in the war. The war lasted 6 years, and I did it 4 times, so I did it, you know, during the time that the war was on. And I didn't mind giving it because we always had a cup of tea after it, and we would just wait in the hospital for an hour, and we'd have our cup of tea and then we'd go home. So it didn't affect me, and I felt I was doing something for the war effort.
I see. If we could get a message to Hitler, what would you like to say to him? Polite answers only, please.
Well, if you say polite answers, I would say stop this war immediately and give back all the countries that you've marched through and done cruel things to the people there, like Holland and Belgium and Poland and Czechoslovakia, other countries, and France.
And then the worst thing they did was murder a bunch of Russians. So thank you for the interview, and we've interviewed Bumpy, so I'll probably go home now. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Good, yeah.